welcome back to another By the Grill podcast, coming straight out of MOBILE-Al. You can't spell, that's Mobile, Alabama. Um, we got an exciting topic today. We want to thank the followers and all the likes and shares. Continue to support this podcast. Continue to push those followers. I ran into a lot of great people in New Orleans. Joe White Sr. and ran with friend Mr. Jones and truck driver Eric Hunterland. They got a funny last name. But I know he said he's going to tune in today. Continue to support this podcast. Push it. Trust it. It's a great podcast. We got some good stuff coming out here. We make sure that we get into everybody's mindset and hearts and touch everyday life. We want to make sure that we touch things that you go through every day. You go through it every day. Guess what? We're going to put it on this podcast. And we want to make sure that you see it, you understand it, because some people can't talk about it. Guess what? We can. Then you can understand, because we all experience a lot of these things. And like I said, so continue to support. Like I said, we got a great podcast coming about. Start the top. I introduce the other podcast members. We got chicken and rice for today. Everybody want to know the hammer. We got him here. Welcome back. Had a little downtime. He's back. I know everybody been asking about him, and he's back. And we got the Empress, Miss Solange. Of course, the Empress plain old Dixie. I give it to you like the way it is. If it hurts you, help one way or the other. You're gonna look. But today's topic, we're gonna touch something real serious. I've been through it. Quite sure a lot of people have. Is why should only the pair be held to income standards, or is child support fair? In certain cases. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and we're going to really put some punctuation on this. I know I got a lot of things to say. I know Hammer does too. Ms. Solange as well. So we're going to start off with the Empress and let her start the flow of it. And what do you think about that topic?
I don't think it's fair in a lot of situations. And mind you, it is case by case. So of course we can't speak factually on cases that we don't know anything about, right? So we can really just go off of some situations or scenarios that we do actually know about. I personally think that it is unfair to men, and I know I may get a lot of pushback about that. But that's the way I feel, and it ain't changing over here. I don't think any system should legally be put in place to hinder another person from being able to take care of their basic needs. I think the system needs to be reformed, and some more regulations and stipulations should be put in place. I really honestly think that it's a system that was put in place to further hurt our black men. That's the way I feel about it. Because I've seen far too many men, not even men that I've been involved with, but just knowing some men's and women's situation with dealing with child support. It makes it hard for them to be able to care for themselves and to take care of their basic needs. So it should definitely be a reform. That's how I feel about it.
What you got, Direct?
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. I agree with Mr. Lawrence on that situation. Everything should be regulated, and a lot of stuff that was bought up and during that time was just what you said. It was a way to get the black man out of the household at that time. You know what I'm saying? If you want to break black community and all that stuff right there, take the black man out of the household, or even if you do put him at odds to where he's already loose. You start off behind enemy lines, you guarantee the dog won't fall.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be a battle. But on the aspect of that right there, by all means necessary, I'm a true believer in man, take care of your children, whether you with the mama or not, you know what I'm saying? we got a tendency to where on both sides, vindictiveness controls a lot of stuff that only hinders the child. Now, you know what I'm saying, on the aspect of paying for your child, totally with that situation, but at the same time, you have a lot of women out there that uses that child support as their sense and only income. I can make enough off him though I can live and what's called not realizing that's hindering the growth of their child or whatever, because you just sitting back and you just doing you. My take on that situation is this. I would look at the government to go ahead and say, look, okay, we're gonna give you child support. That's not a problem. We want to be able to take care of the child, but at the same time, this is how much is regulated for the child. But this should be how much regulated if you don't have a job. If you don't have a job, then guess what? We're only obligated to pay you enough to ensure that that child has his basic nutrients and financial needs. Not enough to take care of you, to pay your bills, go get your hair and your nails done and all this stuff right here. You're selling your food stuff, you're doing all this stuff right here. But the child is the only one suffering. The child and the pay of other doggone child support. Because it's not going to everywhere else. So if they say, well, look at me, $1,500 a month child support, but you're only obligated to get $700 if you don't have a job. Because you got to realize child support, you know what I'm saying, is with anything and everything in any relationship in the day's world. Look here, a man shouldn't have to come up and take care of you, right? If you already taking care of you, anything he brings to the table should be a plus, an additive, or got doggone easier revenue, you know what I'm saying, to take measurements and take pressure off your back. In the midst of that right there, you really you making sure each other right, because no one is solely sick, as the name what's called. But if you want to get the full amount, you got to ensure that you out here trying to take care of your kid also. Right. Just because you're the doggone, the primary caregiver doesn't mean that you don't have to get out and fight and hustle and get a job for damn self. Right. So if you get a job, then yeah, you get all of it. Now we giving you just enough for that child. So this one you're gonna have to go get a job. Because his child support is not gonna pay your bills and not gonna got to share your partner to pay. That's your job.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So in the aspect, you have to do certain stuff to ensure. And then, you know what I'm saying, stop using your goddamn children as a weapon against the father and all this stuff right here. Because you know what I'm saying, you have been, you don't like how he did, or you don't like that y'all went together, or he seemed happier now that he done moved on. Everything in life is a growth period. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you caught him on a time where he wasn't got doggone this where he supposed to be, and you didn't have the patience or the relationship. I grew his course.
I had friends over here.
Our patience grew his course. So goddamn, guess what? You missed the part where he evolved and came anew. But if you was stuck it out or not let you get in your ear, you would have been in a better place because you was already established. But people, we got a tendency to that. And that's why I tell people the worst person to have in your relationship is your best friends or your family members, because they tend to want to be on your side. Keep that to yourself. Keep what's going on in your household between you and your household.
Right. Well, let me key on that. And I agree with everything you're saying. And, you know, cause back in the day, you know, my brother was child support, we a bunch of friends on child support, and it was always favorable, and of course for the woman, even if she was a bad mother or not, it was always favorable. And it seemed like that they would rip the man apart. Because, you know, I've had to get my brother out of jail before that, you know, before my sister-in-law came to the legal department. I said, hey, I went to ATM quick, got the money, going over debit cards. And, but she ended up, you know, sapping him dry every time she got mad at him, because like Yvonne said, when he was in this growth period part, she didn't stay. But end up that down the line, you know, his growth got there, and then she was getting upset about it. You know, and they know about it, and then come find out line the 2 years taking care of being in our business. So he paid all that child for all those many years. And I think that it should be a mandatory thing if a woman takes a man to court child support, that it's supposed to be get that blood test.
Yes.
Because that way that man won't come up later on down the line because oh, you look like your nose, he got your feet, he got your eyebrow, he got this hair on the back of your neck. I mean that's crazy.
And
that's
or or mandatory payback. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Why should I take a loss because somebody not gonna choose to lie to me and lie to you? Any other thing in court, if you choose to go lie in court, they can hold you contempt.
Right.
So why is it so understandable or so relatable for somebody to come in there and lie on somebody and say, hey, it's okay, and even if you done did it for 1 year, 2 years, 5, 15, 20. If you can pay the child support all the time and they come back you lying, why is it okay to say, well, it's over
right,
now?
You pay, I think that's wrong.
It's a mandatory payback.
It should be payback.
We got to pay him back, but guess what? You going to have to pay us back. So now guess what?
And I know they had a Rule 32 come out, I think around May of 21, 22, where both incomes had to be put on the table to decipher how much child support you get. Because back in the day, that one couldn't make $100,000 a year. He could have made 50. He still had to step off his check. And like you said before, they use it as their own basic income. I knew a friend of mine did it to a friend of mine. I'm gonna call her name. Everybody probably know who we are. And she was even bragging. She was, I don't really have to work if I want to, but the child support is called child support, not child girlfriend support, child spouse support. This is child support. And what happened is a woman spend all that money buying a car, buying this, taking friends out, going shopping, all this, and they say no, kid ain't got nothing. Then they go right back to the father and say, I need some money to get my birthday outfit. Then when they say, well, I'm gonna give you child support, they say, you won't take it. And then they go back to the kids and say, your dad don't do nothing for you. But you realize you getting $1,500 a month for one kid. Why should you have to put out more money? That's me. A lot of people might disagree with that. I know a lot of women will. But you know, I was a single parent, so I was on that side of the fence. And I'll go back in there and lay details with a while. But the thing is, I just think it's so unfair how the courts are so judgmental for the woman because she's in that crime. You know, she's in that crime because she's trying to get more money. But when that man go to jail, now his son got to see his daddy or his daughter got to see his dad in jail over something deep because that woman got too much hate in her heart to say, that he was a good man, but I want $2,000 a month. Like Lauren said, they based on taking care of them as well. Because I carried that baby 9 months. You're supposed to. You can't carry 3 months unless it's a premature baby. You're supposed to carry 9 months. But guess what? You know, yeah, both of y'all tango. But guess what? When the dance is over, the woman, yes, I give her representation for carrying that child. Because it takes a lot. I wouldn't want to be a woman carrying that child. That's a lot. But the thing is, you can't use that excuse. You can't use that excuse and to take that man and drain him. Because once you break him, now he's trying to move on. He can't move on because you're in an upset situation because you want him to fail so bad because you drained the child support. Now you want to take it for more because he's with somebody else that sees him as a man, that sees him as a loving person, sees him as that took on her kids and raising her kids as well, and take care of them. You say, you know what? You don't see my kids because you got that woman over there. That's not how the way it is. That woman ain't beating them kids, shooting them kids, cussing them kids and all that. And that woman come in and take care of them kids like they came out of her own womb. Guess what? You respect that woman. Y'all get together and talk about it. But the mindset is the jealousy part of it that takes away and tries to traumatize and hurt that man or that woman in the case of a child support. So the thing is, I think that it needs to be a way better system. They need to get to all the details of that woman's income. Because I guarantee you, I had a friend of mine, they went through every inch of his file to make sure they found every dime he was making. Even if he was up there selling cans, they wanted that. So the thing is, you know, it's just a shame how the system is. Like you said, I think it needs to be rebutted, to get down the table, get one of our representatives and say, hey, let's get this right. That way, that man can take care of his kids, and if that woman, I'm put a woman there, doesn't support her kids the way that child support is giving her, she needs to be held accountable. Because the thing is, you can't sit here and say, we don't get $15 a month, I just get food stamps, I just get my job, they'll take care of us. It's for the child. Use that money to get my college fund started next year. College fund started. Use that money, you know, to pay for their trips on school. Use that money to build them a checking account. Then when they get older, you say, look at your dad. He took care of you. And get that dad that representation. You know, no matter how bad you feel about it, if he take care of that part, he might be mad about it, but guess what? He's still taking care of it. Of course, go ahead.
It does another disservice to the man or the woman to where you strip them down to the point where if they can't take care of themselves financially, they definitely not. I mean, I'm not trying to say that they're going to be bad parents. That's not what I'm saying. But if you take away, well, I'm saying if you take away the point where they can't even take care of themselves, you're doing a disservice to that parent as well.
Yeah,
okay?
You gotta realize,
not just taking the money away from them.
The strongest person gets weary, mentally, physically, all that stuff like that. If you get out every day and you doggone fighting, and you doing this, you doing that, and at the end of the day, somebody's over there living better than you, and yet you still got to get up, find a way to work, do this, deal with all that stuff, deal with this, that, and you still not even getting the recognition that you're supposed to have with your kids. So all of it seems in vain. You know what I'm saying? Why am I fighting to do all this stuff and I still ain't gonna get the recognition? My kids still gonna look at me work because she the one putting me in their ear. That what's called, because it's emotionally led. You know, you're not thinking of what's called, you're thinking emotionally or what this and that, and you not realize by doing this right here or locking them up, now guess what? He done lost that job. So now you ain't getting nothing.
Right. And my stance is that, you know, that phrase that it takes two to tango. It takes two people to make a baby.
It does.
If a woman consciously makes the decision where I'm going to have this baby, you made that decision to have a baby. You made the decision to keep the baby and to raise the baby, right? The other partnership you penalized because of it. Y'all, you made the decision to be a parent as well. So okay, so they'll use, well, she had to get a bigger house. That's how they compensate the income. That's how they arrive at these incomes. She had to get a bigger house because she had a child. And then she made a conscious decision to have a child. She knew that she was going to need a bigger home, right? And you know, I don't want people to take it the wrong way. Because there are definitely some men and women who need to be on child support doing their fair share. The ones of them who don't.
Especially ones who say, ain't my child doing it, ain't mine. Ain't mine. They never run for a long time.
But where is the penalty for like what we just said for the ones when you find out you've been paying child support for 10 years and it's not your child? Right. And then let's even add to the ones where, because you were legally married, not even together, but you were legally still married to this person, so he automatically becomes the father of your child and could possibly have to pay child support. What is right about this? We're talking about right and wrong at the end of the day.
The thing about it is you got to take accountability. Get anything that you go into it. You got motherfuckers that will go get somebody to go buy a car and get somebody to check up under the hood, up under that mud, see how the engine running, check the trunk, do all this stuff right here. But you won't do the same for the person that you finna lay up with. There are signs at any given time if you sit there and stop worrying about how bold his legs is or how wide his chest is or how he walks, bouncing, you better start betting who you lay down with. Because you get exactly what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for that kind of person, that's what you're going to get. So then you look a certain way when by the time, you know what I'm saying, when it go down. And it goes both ways. I ain't saying just for women looking at men. Men do the same. You sit up there, she got a small waist and a fat butt. Okay, that was what you looking for. That was exactly what she ain't looking at all the other stuff that she got going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paying attention. Okay, yeah, she got 2 of the kids in there. You ain't seen one of the baby daddies drop a piece of bread off. You ain't seen nothing, or you ain't seen none of this, but the only thing she care about the chick, she don't care if they see him or not. Right. All I want is that money from her. But you comfortable with that. You don't think about you laying down with her. If you slip up and get her pregnant, you're part of the territory too. You're part of her same plan.
Okay, let me ask you a question on this. What about that? Remember that about a couple of years ago, a guy brought his son. He said he had one child by the girl. He brought his son on his food and then feed the rest, and she went complete viral with chewing him up. Is that right, or is that wrong?
That's wrong.
Okay. Why you say that?
For the simple fact that it doesn't matter You know what I'm saying? If it's just your kid or not, man. When you come into something like that, neither one of those kids, you know what I'm saying, wanted, you know what I'm saying, asked to be here. You know what I'm saying? On the aspect of just being a good person, you know what I'm saying, a God-fearing person. I'm saying, I give you a simple mind. When my daughter was little and she was still staying in North Carolina, before I got custody of my daughter, when I would take my daughter her stuff up there for Christmas and all that stuff like that, I was buying 2 sets of everything. Because she had a sister dog right behind her. And so it wouldn't take away from what my daughter got. You ain't got to shut my daughter's stuff, and you ain't got to make that little girl seem without. I bought twice. Right. Not because I had to, because I got going as a person. I'm like, man, no child should feel left out of nothing. I don't care what goes on. You know what I'm saying? They didn't volunteer to come here or be in this relationship or whatever. So you knew she had that goddamn child or whatever prior to that, or even then.
I think she had like 4.
You know what I'm saying? So look at, buddy. So what, your son can't get the Big Mac, but all of them can get a cheeseburger, all of them get fries. At this point, you know what I'm saying, we're just nourishing. Not always what you want is what you need. You know what I'm saying? And no kid should sit up there and have to feel a certain way because someone's daddy is in a better position than the other one. Someone's daddy chose to show up at this time and the other one didn't. I would never make a child feel, you know what I'm saying, belittled or unwanted because, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't his dad. That's bull.
But see, let me chime in on that. And here's the thing I chimed in on. He said that the woman wouldn't let him take his son. She don't take his son back home by himself. She wouldn't let him go, so he brought back the meal to his son. Which I agree with the woman. He could have bought his son that meal. He bought them each a cheeseburger. It wouldn't been out of his pocket. He would have been out of pocket. That way, everybody satisfied. Because you know that's like with me. If I come and you bring your grandkids over here, you bring your grandkids over here. And I come in with a pizza, I got 2 slices. And, you know, y'all need to keep me at my own house. I want to make sure, because my mom was like that, I want to make sure everybody. You see what I mean? Because it ain't fair if I bring in pizza, and your kids in that, you know, got a pack of crackers, you know, I get this for my grandkids. No, I have to care for everyone. You know, if I come to your house, and I say, look, everybody eat. I always ask that, quick tell you, everybody has something to eat? Yeah, already? Okay. I'm going to make sure you get fed before you get there. If I got to feed them on the way, so go ahead and eat a lot of food. Because I don't want them kids to say, man, you got that. Because no matter what you think, 8 or not, if they say McDonald's on there, the kids are going to straight to listen. And then one of them going to cry rest, I won't care. But still, the whole fact, I want to make sure everybody's taking care. So in that case, the guy was saying he was paying child support, and he don't get his son, and she won't let him get it, so he don't take the McDonald's when they get him. She won't let him take it, so he bought one thing. You know, you got to if it on that. You know, the thing was, like, I don't know if he was trying to teach her a lesson. But he said, look, I don't take my son. She let me take him, so I brought his food to him. So, you know, I think he still should have bought something. But, you know, I understood his point where he don't do that anyway, but later when take him, see the thing about it. Never go back again. The women shouldn't use those kids against that father. Now, you got some bad fathers out there. I bunch of them. They, you know, they don't want to spend no time with their kids. Period. You especially give them child support, they really want to spend time with them. But the thing about it is, you know.
But you know why that is. That has nothing to do with the kids.
Yeah, that got to do with the woman.
That's the woman that he
Correct.
chose to lay his ass up with. He knew he didn't have no intentions on being with. He knew what was called. The sex was good, and that's what he wanted to do. But he didn't want to be with all the stuff. So when that happened, oh damn that, I got to pay child support, but I didn't want to be with her anyway. So I pay child support. My obligation is done. Lawfully, yes, your obligation is done.
But your obligation to father still
but it's exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So we got to get out that emotional side. You choose to lay down and you choose to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's other stuff that's gonna come with that. That just got that one. It's just part of life, bro. You do it. You made that big. Now you gotta leave.
Well, let me ask you this: y'all both answer this. Do you really feel that his parent didn't teach him enough about responsibility, or he chose that on his own?
Well, no, you gotta realize. I mean, it can go either way. It can go either way. I know motherfuckers that grew up in 2-parent homes that still don't take care of that shit. I know people that grew up in my mom and dad were married the whole time, this and that, but got doggone still refused to get married. You know what I'm saying? You got it's all in how you interpreting what you want out of life. You know what I'm saying? Like me, my grandmother raised me. You understand me? Now, when my kids came about, I could have been like, well, I did it without no goddamn fault or whatever, this and that. No, I use that to say my kids will never look left or right during any situation, and they won't see me. because I know how that feels, so my kids will never go through that. That's how, you know what I'm saying, people can look at it as two sides of the coin. You can look at it as I made it and, you know what I'm saying, this and that, don't make it right. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's a double-edged sword. You can slide each side. That's solely your choice, but you got to live with your choice. Yeah. And not being a present parent on either side is never going to be the easy choice. That's always going to be the hard choice. So, goddamn, when you want to lay down or when you want to sit down, you can't, because goddamn, when you hold that child a responsibility. Now, you get more dead dads and moms that get away with murder more than you got someone that's willing to take care of their child, that'll go through true hell, and they willing to do it, and they get more feedback, more bull crap than the law allows. You know what I'm saying? You got everything coming at you from every angle. Why? Because you do care, and that's why they come at you, because they know you care.
Well, let me ask you this, here's the thing. I don't know, not one of y'all situation completely until you just said, what if, like I said, if you already had a kid, and you married that man, and he came in, took that kid and raised him, but the natural baby daddy is upset. And first thing, he ain't wrapped down for the kid, but he won't throw, I think it's an excuse, he won't throw a shot, say, well, that's my son, I want him away from my son, but he's doing the father's duty that he's not doing, even though he's paying child support, but and some of them don't, but he's doing that father's duty. What do you say about that father who's getting upset because the other man is taking care of that, should raise his son like his son?
I tell him to sit his ass up, sit up there and shut up and watch your mouth, and got doggone. Don't worry about the parent that ain't there, worry about the one that showed up. That man showed up and he did right by your child. Period. When your child woke up in the midnight crying from a doggone nightmare, you weren't there. That man got up in the middle of the night and he got doggone comfort your son. And guess what? Not any time that he tell your son that's you know what I'm saying, I'm your dad. Nah, I'm just the dad that showed up. I'm not the stepdad. I'm the one that stepped up. Look here, man. Anytime you deal with a woman that got kids, got doggone, that's a package deal. So if I ever deal with a woman that had children, I don't come over there to see her. I come over there to see them. So when I come over there, I'm gonna make a genuine effort to see what you're doing, to take an interest in what you're doing. If you don't know you're playing video games, I don't play video games. But I sit there and ask questions, and you know what I'm saying, I show interest because that's what you like. If you what you call, you know what I'm saying, because look at, I could easily show up just to come see your mama, go sit in the living room with her. You know what I'm saying, go sit in the living room with her and talk with her and not pay you no attention. That's bull crap. That's a package deal. You knew that when you got there. So with that man that chose to walk away, or y'all relationship has run this course, you doing what you supposed to do. And see, I was in a relationship one time where young lady had a little girl or whatever. I made sure the little girl was all right. I went to the May days. I did all this stuff right here. And a baby daddy ran up to me one day like I didn't know who he was. I said, man, I know who you is. I said, matter of fact, man, you should have been talking a long time ago. Anytime I'm around your child, we need to talk. I said, let me tell you something. I don't give a damn what kind of relationship you and got doggone this young lady got. Just know this. If you want to talk to your daughter, call me. I'll put her on the phone. You her dad, I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't trying to be you. I'm just the one that's there right now. So guess what? I said that, but guess what? A little while later, I was at a club, man. This guy was in the club with about 4 or 5 of his friends. I walked up, he said, hey man, what's going on? What's up? He said, he told the boys, hey man, let me tell y'all something, but there's a real dude right here. There's a real guy. I'm like, look at man. Just because I'm here don't mean I'm trying to take your place.
Right.
I'm gonna fill in that void while I'm there, and I'm gonna do one of the most important things I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna ensure that your child has direction and anything while I'm there. Because I'm not doing your child any service or any good if I'm there and I'm not trying to help her mama raise her. I'm not doing nobody there a good service. I'm putting everybody at a good service. If I sit there and be like, damn, my child, I can't say nothing to him, bullshit. That's what you there for. And if you ain't willing to help her correct them children and lead them in the right way, then you are setting a mistake. You're not helping that child or that woman.
Right.
You there for no reason. And I'm telling you this from my own point of view to what I had to tell a man when my doggone daughter's mother got with another guy, got married. I said, look at man. No, I ain't gonna never say it's all right for you to beat my child or nothing like that. But guess what? If she stepping out of line, get her back in line. You ain't doing no good service if you let her sit up here and wild out and all that stuff right there. You get what I'm
though. Sometimes that parent tell that child not to respect that other person.
Yeah, do it. And then guess what?
And that parent stuck in there because of jealousy.
Pick who
upset.
you lay them with. Bet who you talking to.
Who you got to
Bet who you talking to. Because you know what I'm saying? You can have whatever. It's always signs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody you talking to. I don't know. I had one time, I called a young lady, man. It was about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Throw down some phone. Hey, you know what time it is? I say, hey, man, you know who you talking to? I ain't called to talk to you. I say, well, mama. Told mama that. Hey, that was my sign of guilt. Because if you allow them to talk like that, that ain't nowhere in where. I'm not going to be a part of that because I'm not going to fight a battle up here without doggone skates on. Hell no, you're going to lose. You can fight as much as you want. You're going to get tired. And every time you get tired, you're going to lose a few steps. Y'all, you're going to keep fighting uphill.
Well, you know, the one thing I'm going to say, and I know you got something to say too, so. Here's one thing that I did from my own experience, is I was a single parent for years. And one thing I didn't do was I saw so many of my friends do that, teach that child against their parent, but they would do it. I always tell my children to this day, I always say, love your mother no matter what. I said, so I said, why that day? I said, because no matter what, she got the scars that came out of it. She still cares. I was like, yes, she left. But guess what? I'll never, because I didn't want them to have one day. I went to this class on Couch Hill Road before I, got custody and all that. And we had to sit in that class for a week. And I think she's supposed to show them, but I can't remember. But I did. I back for almost 2 weeks. So it was like every third day, second day. But anyway, after I got through, I got the certificate and all that. And one thing they said now, don't ever teach that child as a parent. Let them find out there.
And they will.
And so the thing is, that's what I did. That's what I was always telling them. No matter what, if she called, whatever, I used to do it first. I used to say, well, she had to work. Oh, I know she had to work. Then after I took that class, I said, so I started putting on the phone and let them talk to me. She would hang up, but I had to let them see, get that no from her. Because I was doing all the streets. I didn't want them to be second. So I was surprised. What mom at? I said, and after I took that class, and I realized I still didn't go in there and say anything bad about it. Because I want them to have a relationship with me, no doubt about it. So, even though she threw all kind of lies on me, she had a certain amount of people who believe that stuff, that's fine. But the thing is, I know for a fact I did to make sure they still have some type of relationship with me. And they see it today. Because I don't want them to sit there and go, because I know a friend of mine did her kid like that. And then, and I know a friend of mine, he did his son to his mom. They talked to her. They were just so nasty. And I was like, girl, I said, man, no, she ain't, hear her both sides talk to her. I said, you shouldn't, well, he ain't no good. I said, that was you and him. Not to the kid. But see, guess what? But it's planning his mind. So now it's planning his mind. Will they ever have a relationship? It's going to be a hard struggle. Because now that man or that woman got to try to fight to build that relationship up because of the business of that other parent. You get child support, but see, it ain't enough.
No, the emotional, you know what I'm saying, you can't see this, you can't stand to see somebody doing wanting him to do with you or wanting her to do with you or stuff like that. Put that emotional crap to the side. Y'all boarded out y'all emotions when y'all brought that baby into the situation. Everything you do now has nothing to do with what you want to do most of the time. It's about what that child needs and all that. So a lot of times you want to suck up your feelings, your pride, and do what you got to do. That's a part of being a parent. Whether it's separate or together, that has nothing to do with nothing.
And let me say this. I think you are a poor parent if you sit up and talk about the other parent negatively to your children. At the end of the day, a child needs both of their parents.
Correct.
Okay? Regardless to what the situation is, however, what the end result was, or whatever the situation is where y'all are no longer together. Because you better believe at the end of the day, whether that father is there physically or not, that child is yearning for that other parent. They're wishing they were there. They see the other kids with their fathers or moms. They're wishing that their other parent was there. You're doing your child a great disservice if you sit up and negatively and put negative thoughts in your child's mind about their other parent. If you should be doing anything, you should be doing everything in your power to foster a positive relationship with your child's other parent. It's just wrong, and you know, you're hurting the child.
Correct.
More than you're hurting anybody else. More than you're hurting. You may be hurting the father or the mother, but you are ultimately hurting the child.
Correct.
And we gotta move. Some parents who do that, they gotta move past it. You gotta move past the bitterness and your emotions to do what is best for the child at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how we feel, how the parent feels, because that child wants their other parent.
Absolutely.
Unless it's a situation where that parent was sexually abusing or physically abusing, that's a different situation, right? But if it's nothing like that, and you feel like, oh, they just a bad parent, they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that, they ain't. At the end of the day, like Devon said, and like Dexter said, the child will grow up. They're gonna grow up, and they'll be able to make that decision. They'll know whether that parent was there or not.
And
They'll know whether their
whether or not
parent
if he
was
chooses to be
caring,
there,
right?
or whatever.
They will know
If given the
it.
proper opportunity.
Yes.
If given the proper opportunity, you know what I'm saying, any parent, whether it's male or female, if given the proper opportunity and knowledge of what's going on, and they choose to be there or not choose to be there, that child will know in the long run who chose to come and who didn't choose to come. But
don't have to
like I
tell
said, everything in life that we do is emotional based. But you have to know when logically to set certain emotions to the side. You know what I'm saying? For the betterment of your children or your household, or you know what I'm saying? Logically, you got to be able to stop, to be able to shut off the emotional side and do what's right. A lot of people cannot do that, whether it's in relationship terms, whether it's in work terms, whether it's in church terms, whatever. A lot of people's emotions solely runs their situation. Logic never comes into play. And when emotions solely runs what you have going on, you will forever be in a emotional tornado.
But see what they'll do is too. They'll do right here. They'll take that parent and say, I'm gonna teach him a lesson. I'm gonna take the child support. See how you feel about that. You understand? You take his bonuses, everything out of his check. And I'm like I said, I'm not saying, you know, like I said, a lot of them do deserve to be on there because a lot of them just choose not to take care of their kid. But the thing is, like I said, Devon said, it's the emotional roller coaster you put that kid on. So you gotta think, a lot of times that kid can't function. Like, the only thing I don't want that kid to do is when they get older, they know better. Because when you get older, you ought to know better between good and evil. So the thing is, you don't get old enough to just make an excuse. Well, I shot that dude because I ain't have my dad in my life. Maybe shot that dude because I want to shoot. Told him the ball game. Don't use that as an excuse. Does a lot of stuff affect? Absolutely. But when you get older, you know, different. Like I said, you can find which parents there or not. If that dad comes and say, look, man, I was here. Look here, all my evidence. I tried, but your mama ain't the one let me see. And I think that's a horrifying thing when you get that and deny that child for that because y'all up there. You know, like I said, get your emotions out. You can't get mad because that man and broke a hand bone with you know, y'all had a kid, and all of a sudden, you know, you think he's doing somebody else. And you want to sit here and take it out on his kid by having to see his kid. But guess what? You don't know what that man can teach that kid. You know, he can take him to another level he never been. So now you go find a knucklehead, and like I said, some of them will kill that kid. Somebody get a knucklehead that don't care about that kid. They just want to live with the woman. End up killing your kid. But you see it all the time because she's not looking for a father. She's looking for a supporter to help her pay bills. You're not looking for a man that can help you nurse your kids. You're looking for a man that can help you pay your bills, pay a car note, and all that. But you understand? You like Simone said, you end up find you a dud that come in and some of them will come in and help raise that child properly. Some of them will. But you'll find a lot of them just want to sit there and live with the woman, and then next thing you know, they end up killing. They end up killing your kid. They end up killing your kid. We're gonna get so you ain't worry about that next time. So like I said, end up killing your kid and leave because they don't care about your kid. It didn't come from their loins.
And let's piggyback on that right quick. You should really, really, really rethink that relationship. If you have a man that comes in your life, a man or woman, because it happens on both sides. If you will allow a person that you're talking about building a life with, be in your life and don't want to have anything to do with,
Don't take
you
any
raise
kind of
your
interest.
child,
Don't take
that
any
is
kind of
a
interest in your child.
problem.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That's what I'm saying.
That's a problem, and you
That's why-
shouldn't allow it, and
That's
you
why I
better
say
rethink
vet.
it.
That's why I say
That's
vet
crazy.
who comes in your area. Vet who comes in your life. Damn his walk, damn his talk, damn how he look, damn how he dress, damn the car he drive. Vet who you lay with and got that what's called, because at the end of the day, you chose that so-called deadbeat that you call it now. You chose that.
Right.
You knew who was, you got doggone signs. You never got damn paid attention to the children you already had. Hell, he already had kids and you never see him bring them around yours. You never hear him say he finna go spend time with his. So goddamn, what in the hell makes you think he gonna spend time with y'all?
And then one thing too, you gotta think about too. If you, like I said, don't teach that kid against that parent. But that parent decides to stay out of that kid's life, and you meet another man, and that other man first day say, I don't really want no kids. That's a red flag.
Red flag?
Well, it ain't a red flag.
It's a red
It just showing you right there. Maybe this not the relationship for you.
Right, that's right. It's a red flag.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that man to say he don't want kids, and nothing wrong with that woman to say you don't have kids. But if they give you that direction at the beginning, why even tread water for any longer from deeper feelings get involved, then walk away right there, because it's not going to be a match.
No.
You got a tendency to want, like you said, you want to lead emotionally instead of doggone with common sense. This is logic. If somebody shows you that from the beginning, why waste time to falsely build something when you know you're going to be let down in, because they told you from the jump who they were and what they wanted.
Yes.
And you choose to trick yourself, oh, I can change more. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Somebody said that way. You got that. Somebody tell you something, believe them.
Believe it.
Hell, they ain't lying to you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with somebody saying, hey, I don't want kids, or I don't want I don't. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that's wrong with that is if somebody tells you that and you continue to try to force the issue of a relationship, that's only gonna get you let down and your child let down in the long run.
Correct.
That's the only problem out of that situation. Nobody is throwing a red flag. The only red flag that's being thrown is you. Because you throwing up an illegal formation. Flag on the plate. Because he said being told you, I ain't playing wide receiver, I'm a quarterback. And you want to still put him at wide receiver, you ain't going to get what you need out the situation.
Right.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't play football, I play basketball. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I got a football team over here and I need you to help me with them. Didn't you just hear what I said? Get who you choose to be with. Acknowledge if somebody say something, go with that. They ain't lying to you. They chose to tell you the truth and you choose to ignore it.
Ignore it, correct.
You chose to ignore it.
And look,
There lies the problem.
and see, like you said, that'd be the main one. When you go on to the store or go on out with the girls, you come back and have the kids, then you wonder why. Oh, he was such a good man. No, he told you like up front he wanted kids. So the thing about it, you put
And
a responsibility
a lot of times it's
on
not
him
even about death.
that he don't even want.
And a lot of times he ain't even about death or that he do something, he just didn't care enough to got dog and ensure they're safe.
But he won't love it.
You know,
Right.
He won't love it.
Right.
No, yeah.
He won't
I'm
look.
saying, you know what I'm saying? He's not even that to some fact that he'll go to a means to hurt him. It's just that he put it this way, he won't go to the same means to help them, to make sure they're safe. That's the problem. He or she. But you have women out there the same way. Yeah, I don't want no kids and this and that.
Oh,
and you meet a man that's got kids and that's really about being in his kid's life.
I'm gonna live a test on that part. So the thing is, I won't go too deep into my situation, but that was my case. I was single parent, and I met a few ladies on the way during my trial of divorce and everything, but I wasn't sleeping with anybody. A lot of people, oh man, I wouldn't trust it. My lawyer told me, you sleep with somebody, you'll lose your kids. I was like, man, but my loins. So the thing is, but I met one young lady. I can't think her name. God knows. And she came to my house, and my white girl store. And she came to my house, and then she was trying to some. And she made a statement. She said, "You know what? We could do this." And I said, "Yeah." Well, I said, "What about my kid?" Well, they just stay at your mama house, you know, like I was like, So this what I did. Kids and I have a screen door. I walked. I said, "Hey, let's go get something to eat." She said, "For real?" I said, "Yeah." Never kissed woman up. Walked out the front door. Next, oh man, I forgot my key. I said, "I'll be right back." I shut the door and locked and went and sat in the living room. I guess about 10 minutes ago, she started banging on the door, boom, and I went over. So I just went in the back room. You know, my gate, I had 2 gates in, so she couldn't get in. She banged on that door, cussing everything, and left. And then a friend tried to set me up with her, called me and said, "Well, I said, "What you said? My package." She said she didn't want my kids here. Stay at mama. Well, I didn't think, why you getting to learn? That's my friend. I said, "Yes, your friend, but that ain't friend." So, you know, I was called all kind of names. Oh man, you could think some names I was called weak, I was called all kind of stuff. You know what, she was a good woman, all that. To you, you're a good woman. But to me, you're not. You didn't fit my criteria for my children.
That's right.
Like I said, you gotta watch who you made up with. You know, so the thing was, when I met Crystal, you know, I was single parent, my kids break room, and I gave them 3 hairstyles. They remember, good Lord, I couldn't comb hair on for nothing. But you know, they would get embarrassed at school, you know. But one day I came to bring, I said, "I'm combing your hair." I was like, first time I know it, because I had to check them all the time. They said, "Lady named Miss Scrub." Like, so I thought she couldn't talk. So I said, "Appreciate coming there." She's like, I'm like, you know, so but you know, one thing I did, and I stuck to my rule. I said I wanted a woman to love my children like they came out of the whole world. Because I didn't want anybody. I had met few. It was just horrible. They were just complete horrible. They didn't want kids. And these were women. They didn't want the kids I had.
That's the avenue. And I tell people all the time, and I tell my kids, I say, "Daddy, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna make mistakes." And a lot of mistakes I made in my relationship, it only hindered me. But I was cool with that. Because I did it for me, for my kids. I won't bring nobody around my kids. I don't care who you are. I can be over there helping take care of your kids. But if you didn't show no interest in trying to be my kids, you ain't gonna meet my kids. Until I knew this was actually going somewhere. No, because especially my daughter, she's been through enough as it is. You know what I'm saying? And she has stuff. My son, mama was perfect. You know what I'm saying? She stepped up what's happening. So in that aspect, I literally, willingly, you know what I'm saying, took a lot of losses or held myself back on certain stuff because there's certain stuff I just wasn't going to allow my kids to see. Or none of that stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to see daddy with nobody. You ain't going to see daddy around. You just not. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact, we're through enough, and you know what I'm saying, as a parent, this is my obligation to you. Some sort of normalcy. You have that, and that's all you're going to see. That's all you want to deal with. I don't care how at the end of the night, you know what I'm saying, if I got to go through arguing with whatever, you know, you don't even bring your kids around. You don't have no interest in them either. You never said nothing, or hey, just for them. Yeah, you ain't said nothing. But hey, every Christmas, I'm making sure your kids got Christmas. I'm making sure your kids got birthday stuff. You never took a genuine interest in my kids, so why should I take a genuine effort to bring them around? They have with some kind of normalcy, and I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Was it fair, or was it, you know what I'm saying, humbling for me? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I sit up that morning and I put myself at a disadvantage, and I was cool with that. Because not long as my children had some kind of normalcy, and my main thing was this, especially my daughter, but it went for my son too. You weren't going to never see daddy bringing different women around you at any time.
Right.
I don't do that because there's no revolving door around here. But you're not going to do it. You definitely ain't going to see daddy do it. So,
but let's see the example.
You got to, you know what I'm saying, like I told you, when you had them children, your way of thinking in life goes out the door. You got to do everything for the children. You choose to have them come here. Now, you make the sacrifice to ensure their way of being, their way of life, and their outlook. You got to be able to do that.
Hey, let me tell you something real quick. I saw a little snippet the other day on Facebook, about a week ago. And they showed this little boy, he probably wasn't no more than reading with that. Had pants, sack, shirt off, they had like a little fake gun on. They all around. Yeah, man. No. Guess what? You teaching him to be what you are, and you thought that was good because that's what you said. Well, that's the environment I grew up in. Guess what? Changes environment.
And that ain't the environment you grew up in. That's the environment you put him in.
Right.
That's the environment you put him in. Because God dog, I'm not gonna show you the environment he grew up in is your household. You control that.
Absolutely.
You can control the
Everything.
elements. You can control the music. You can control the God dog on whatever's being seen on TV. You can control all that. So don't tell me that's the environment you in. It's still when you say that, you the problem because you the one had them in that environment.
Right.
I don't give a damn what's going on outside that house. You done had good mothers throughout the centuries who raised their kids in projects in got doggone drug infested, gang infested, got doggone places, and they get what they did. They buckled down and hooked, and they put their kids in.
Because they want to give them something.
They put their kids in stuff that keep them away from that. Hey, you playing ball, you playing football, basketball, tennis, whatever. You did what you needed to do to keep your kids from that element. That was their environment because you create their environment. So I don't want to hear it's the environment. No, it ain't.
Right,
That's the environment you choose to put them in. Because if you really wanted better for them, you would have sacrificed your drink and want to torque your ass, and you would make sure that boy was in there reading some, getting something out of there, taking him to football, basketball, baseball, tennis, soccer. You taking him to some practice to keep his mind off something. Because all the kid want to do is have something to do.
Let me tell you this. I know small you get I would say something. Here's what I got to say as well. See, the thing is, what you give to them will come out of, and I still say, Scripture says, when you teach a child to do it, only in the heart. So the thing is, I never cursed my kids at one time. I never, like I said, beat them out of the circle. They get whippings, absolutely. They didn't, but I never talked about them, weight, nothing like that. Because I knew for a fact, you got to put this aside with school kids. And if I'm giving it to you, then you give that to school, where's your safe place? So the thing is, I never done that, and I don't agree with that today with my grand. I'm not going to have you sit here and chat, talk to them, or call them out of their name, or call them this, call them that, because the thing about it is, that sticks with them. So then, when they get upset about something, you wonder why, because you talk that to them. So the thing is, I never put that in my children at all, because I wanted to make sure, because they got to face the school, they got to face the world. So you got to think, if I'm going to be in their comfort zone, when they come home to daddy, I got to be that comfort zone. So guess what? I'm not going to push them away from me. They're already getting pushed to school. They got to know how to handle themselves in school. There's some folks. You got a lot of bullies in school. A lot of kids go to school just to chastise another child. So the thing is, I wanted to make sure that their mindset was ready for that. So when they got home, I said, how was your day? This is it. This is how you handle this. Still to this day, they call me. This is how you handle this. This is how you handle this. Because the thing is, at our age, that's what I try to tell my ladies and my son. Somebody past my age, that's below my age, can't tell me anything fast. Younger can tell me that. What's up to the age of 57. I'm telling my age. So 57. Because you hadn't made it that yet. See, God had us walk them years, stay them years, so you can teach the young, hey, this is what you don't do. I've seen that. But you give your young friend, man, this. And you let that friend say that, next thing you get in trouble. What happened? I don't know. Because you get somebody had that experience. You see what I mean? Something about it is, if the age I am, about to be 58, July, birthday gifts. So the thing is, about to be 58, guess what? Now I'm adding another year of wisdom to my life. Do I know everything? No. But do I know more than a bunch of others? Absolutely.
Yeah,
because I walk that path.
Yeah, you know more than a bunch of others. But in the day, you can learn something from a 2-year-old. It's the right thing. Can't nobody tell you, you know what I'm saying, what it feels like being in a marriage for this long with this many kids and this and that, that's younger than you because they hadn't reached that part with dealing with that situation. Now, there's certain stuff in life that we can learn from these kids now that we didn't have to worry about. Like you said, we got away with so much drama now because we didn't have all these cell phones and cameras and all that stuff right there. So yeah, on a note, they have a little something. They have a little a bigger fight on their hands than we did back then because everything was not readily at hand. As far as
I'm not disagreeing. I don't think they had such a bigger fight we did. We had to learn over it.
But see,
we had to read the books. We had to go through.
But you know what? I'm talking about. You know what the bigger fight is? Temptation comes from every point of view. You wanted to see a naked girl or something back in the day, you had to sneak and look at a Playboy magazine. You had to find one.
Not like I did that. I'm just calling what I heard.
You did. You know what I'm saying? But you had to find one. Right now, they ain't got to search or something for nothing. They pick up their phone and they can pull up any app and anything. They can find anything. You know what I'm saying? They can find anything at the touch of a button. Everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? That, and they can get in so much more trouble. You know, the first thing they do, something finna happen, what they do? They go record it. I had to tell my son, I said, look at Junior. If you and your boys out at any time and something finna pop off and you can't walk away from it, and the first thing one of your partners do is grab his cell phone, I said the next thing you should do is turn around and punch him right in his goddamn face. Because that's not your partner. The first thing he want to do is record something.
Right.
That's a problem right there. That's not your partner.
Right.
The first thing you do, the first person you knock out, you turn around and knock out your so-called partner, well, the first thing he did was grab his cell phone and record something. That ain't your partner. Because I grew up in an age, if we were partner, we was there anywhere. I grew up in that's in everything. It wasn't just fighting. If I went over my partner's house, Saturday morning, you know what I'm saying, and I'm over there, and I'm like, yo, and he come out to play, your mom like, well, now right now, he got to clean up his yard first. Guess what? I'm finna stay there and help him clean up the yard. So we can go play. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen these days. These mothers don't know how to have true friends.
Nope.
And just because you hang around somebody during the good times don't mean that's your friend. Because both y'all want to go party here or go play the game here, do that. That still don't mean nothing. When you want to show how much it is, show who's willing to get in the dirt with you. Oh, now he can't leave yet. All these doggone leaves and stuff around his backyard, he can't leave till you break all that up.
Let's get to
then
work.
Guess what? As all us back there, I remember in the backyard, it's about 4 of us in the backyard breaking. Why? Because our partner, we came to play. All of us came to play with each other. All of us can't play if he got to clean up. So guess what? Let's hurry up and knock this out. Then we all can go play.
I'm gonna tell you something what happened to me. Back when everybody in the kindergarten witnesses, before they built the park and all that stuff, whatever, got built the thing over there. Everybody used to come out house to Trinidad Bridges. What? They didn't tell me anyway. Everybody used to come over there. And back then, my daddy hooked some lights around the back. Because you had people you wouldn't ever. You had so many people, blood, fight, everybody over there. And my mom used to get to the point where she would put frozen jugs of water, the little dairy fridge jug. She would put 10 of them out. She would freeze them every day. Put them out. Put them cups out. She's always say, you better keep that cup. You didn't get another. And guess what? We'll start shooting about 6 in the morning. You 10 o'clock at night, we still shoot. But the thing was, that gave a lot of kids hope that they weren't getting nowhere else. So the other day about that so early, I'd be in bed, I hear the ball bounce about 6:30. I'm throwing my clothes on. But I said, man, you doing this early, man? He said, man, I just came to shoot. But guess what? That kid probably had his father there. But guess what? He had his brothers there because my brother was like a big brother for everybody. And my brother would tell you that, Daryl. He'd tell you that. And Terry, and Wayne, Kurt Jones, all of them. You know, we sit there and shoot ball all day, but that was a lot of kids outlets back then. They knew, they respected my mother, and they called her mom. You know, because a lot of them didn't have that solid parent household now. You see what I mean? So the thing is, a lot of that did come back from child support. Child support was rough. So now, you know, we got to if we can get back to those days, like Ron said, now you got all this technology. Everybody worry about technology instead of principles. So the old principle that people came up, right, that's why the world's the way it is now. Because you got so many single mothers raising these kids, because a lot of them run these fathers off. Be honest. A lot of them run these fathers off because they want $1 million a month, and knowing the man they're making about $100 a year. So the thing about it, you run that dad off, and when he want to come spend time with the child, if you don't get the money, you can't see my child. Yeah, and I think that's just a horrifying thing. Do they step up? Absolutely. Do a lot of them step up? Yes, they do. But like I said, the ones who step up get the most dump on. And I think that is so wrong. And the courts will favor that mother, and all that mother want enough money so she can get her a Mercedes, but she can't afford it. That's showmanship. You want to get a Mercedes, get to the dealership, tell them what you call. Well, we got to charge $1,500. You look at it. Huh? Yeah, you bought this Mercedes. That's why they sold it to you so cheap. Because the cost of getting fixed. But you get that child support to take care of it. Child support, what it says, child support, not mother support, but the mother say, well, like I said, I'll go back to again. I carry that child, but guess what? Y'all make the child together. He's taking care of his part to make sure the kid is good, but you use that for your own benefit. Now coming out to a birthday or something, well, you need to give me some money to pay for the birthday party. Give me $1,500 a month. What you doing with that money? You should be putting that money away. That way when it comes out to, I'm saying the father can't steal pictures if he wants to. He can't. But I'm just saying is, you're going to demand that he does, but you're not thinking about it. He giving you $1,500 a month. You got one kid. You can't say you buying all the clothes every week. So the thing is, I think that we need to say, okay, I'm getting this money. Like I said before early, I'll put this much in this savings account. Use this much to get some clothes. Use this much to such. You're not even supposed to really use for food, but you can. So the thing is, you take whatever it is the script to take care of the kid, but don't use for your own benefit. Like you said earlier, Paul said earlier as well. You said it well. They're using that to take care of themselves before they take care of that kid. They'll run out of that money so quick. Then they come to that dad, beat across the head, and then trash it, then trash your kid. Your dad don't want to do nothing for you. Your dad ain't no good. It don't make sense. He don't want to spend no time with you in contact. You ain't try to call and say, hey, he got a birthday party next week. Hey, he got this. He'll probably show up, but a lot of them don't do it because guess what? She got a new man. He might get mad if he show up.
Ain't that hell time you only call him when he got to spend money.
Right.
Why is it that? Hey, be grateful, be good. I doggone if that kid did something, made a good grade or whatever, call that, hey, boy, your son did good, he did this and that. Give him the opportunity to congratulate him. Don't make him the disciplinary and that's it.
Right.
Don't just have him be the one, your son acting up, you better come get him. So now every time you come around, it's either discipline him or to give out money. Allow him to also, allow me to celebrate you. If you step out of line, I'm going to get you. So if you do something good, allow me to praise you. Take the good and the bad, but a lot of them is not given the opportunity for the good part.
A lot of them just don't want it. A lot of them don't want
I can't say a lot of them. I can't say a lot of them, like you said, a lot of them are getting deprived of that situation. If I don't know, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give them the opportunity. They got down, hey boy, your baby did good up there in school. He got all A's, all smiley faces. He got a what's called. Okay, allow me to doggone. Hey son, what's going on? Hey boy, I heard you did good in school today, boy. I'm proud of you. Hey, this and that. Something simple like that. Instead of, boy, your son messed up there, he got in trouble for talking and all this stuff. Okay, now I gotta be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? The same way you allow me to give me that attention to get them back in the right situation and chastise them, give me that same doggone opportunity to praise him. Mm-hmm. On everything, and that goes on both sides. You got to make sure you're available for either side if you're gonna truly be in that baby's life, no matter what. She like one of them bad kids that got doggone sweat, they tough as nails, but run away from everything, crawling.
Hey, she gonna probably pick up a snake. You know, pick up a dinosaur, a little bug come out, she swatting. But yeah, we about to wind this up pretty soon. But I just think, like I said, I don't want to go through my situation, but I was a factor of that. And but a lot of things that parent that wasn't like miss out, they can't get back. They can't. What's it called? That's the proms. That's the cycles. That's the first time they got a tooth pull and all that. They miss out on all that. That's worth more than money. So the thing is, you can fabricate the lies and make yourself look like you tried to beat all that stuff. That's just for your to make you feel good. It's still a lie. So the thing is, if you got people that believe in you, guess what? They some blame you. So the thing is, but like I said before, Push stepped in and raised, and that was a big plus because, like I said, doing their hair and all that, and take care of, she took it just like they came out of our womb, and then we didn't have more, but we all still. So the thing is, I just really feel that, parents need to step up because this world is going down because of a lot of that. Like you said, when the white started, I'm going to throw the race and start taking the blacks out the home. Do we have to take accountability? Absolutely, on some stuff. But like I said, we take that father out the household, then, know, it back in the old Good Time days. Watch Good Time. And James Dillon was always there. But guess what? They took James Dillon off, showed him a contract. And I made Florida a single mother. They didn't try to bring the other guy in, try to make him sound mean and everything. He was hard. So the thing was, what you did to a TV show, you took a black parent father out of the picture. And guess who was over? Norman Lear. I think Norman Lear was over there. So guess what? You took the black man out of the picture. But you kept Tom Brady in that thing the whole time. And there was nothing against it. You know, Tom Brady was a gay man for a long time. A lot of people realize that. He was. And Florence Henderson, they used to have to try to, you know, go through kissing. He would grow up and he said he couldn't take it. But the thing is, they still made him a strong father. So he played a good role. That's what I call it, acting. So, but I think that, you know, we as responsible parents, like you all said, need to get that credit. Let us be in that child's life. Let that parent be in that life. Like I said, I never neglected mine from being there. That's a choice that they make. Because a lot of them make that choice because, like I said, how the situation is. If another guy comes in the picture, he's doing the thing with father, you get upset. Well, I don't want to be there. Get that. But you're not looking at the child. But that child knows that's not his father. He knows a father figure and not his father. And he wants his father there. And if that mother give you the opportunity to be there, step up to it. Get your emotions out.
You got to. On every aspect, you got to. Like I said, I can truly say the Lord sent me two women that are strong in their own way. You know what I'm saying? My daughter mama was strong enough to know she couldn't do it. To where she hit, hey, I gotta see you to be with your daddy. It takes a strong person
To admit.
to admit I can't do it, and I gotta see you away from me, the one who birthed me, to go be with somebody else.
Take
You know what I'm talking about? And to make sure you are. That's a strength.
That's
You know what I'm saying? That a lot of
respect
people won't be able to go through. Then it takes another stronger woman to sit up them up and bring another goddamn woman's baby in the household and raise it and care for it like it was theirs. Mm-hmm. Without no shadow of a doubt, without no folding, without no bending, without no changing, without ever changing, without ever doing that. That's a strength that most men, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell you hard, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times if you run up on something, if you do something, I'm gonna applaud you for some of the strength, the harder decisions you had to make. I ain't gonna say I had to get it because my mom won't. Nah, my mom could have kept getting that child support, and ain't no telling what way my daughter would have went.
Correct.
But she had to break down strength and got down and sit there more and say what was best for her child. Whether it made it easier for her or harder, it doesn't matter. That's a decision she had to make.
And I think that if most parents admitted to that, instead of worry about what somebody looking at them saying, you ain't gonna take care. You're a woman. I had a woman tell me that.
I can tell you one of the worst things I ever had one time. I came, you know what I'm saying, got back here. My daughter, me and my daughter, I can't remember who it was. You know, I used to have my daughter dressed up. You know what I'm saying? I used to do how I used to take to my sister's hair salon, get her hair done. Then my sister said, just trace over what I did the day before, put it back straight. You know what I'm saying? So until I learned how to do it myself. Now, what used to piss me off, I'm walking with my daughter somewhere, we sitting there going, oh, she's so committed, this and that, well, mama, you know what I'm saying? What? And she sent her down here. I said, what the hell you mean down here? I'm my damn dad. She ain't even know stranger. What the hell you talking about?
Right. Well, see, the stereotype, most people think that a man can't make a job out of himself. And look, I had a young lady, I had a lady tell me that my old job, and so when I get out, she knows exactly what you're talking about. And when I used to have my kids, she's like, you need to take them kids back because no man can raise them. And I was like, yes, they can. I said, my mother's a good teacher. No, I don't care what your mother. That's why I got offended. But she talked about the lady who raised me, saying she raised a bad son. And I had to check her. And, and she got mad about it. But the thing about it is, like I told her, I said, you see my girls all the time. They speak, how you doing, ma'am? How you doing, Miss What's called? Every time. I said, that came from me telling them that, teaching them that. So don't sit there and say just because it ain't a woman. Who's going to cook clean? I said, I know how to cook clean. My mom used to send us to the laundromat. She used to send me, Uncle Norman gave us my mom some home sacks. She was ride my bike up to Charlie Washington. I can't make it. One of them things I'm falling the wrong way, she send me back. I said, I can just take them in the back. No, I want to go back. But guess what? We had to learn how to cook, clean, everything. She looked, even when I was young, she picture of my friend outside playing. I'm looking outside. Don't look outside. She would always say, you might not find somebody who won't take care of you. And she would predict my future. So the thing was, cooking, cleaning, bake, we all had to learn that. She was from Maryland, Alabama. We had to learn that. So guess what? When I became a single parent, I just slid right into place. It wasn't nothing I wasn't already doing because I was already taught that. But the thing is, the old stereotype, a lot of women feel that if a man's raising a child by themselves, that man ain't doing a good job because he don't understand a woman. But you gotta understand, if you were taught that, and that's your child, you'll know how to take care of it, especially if you love them. You love them unconditionally, no matter what, you're gonna do whatever in your power to take care of it. Do some men don't know how to do that? I can say that, but I don't know it. I do know a few. But, you know, I guess I was set to the case because when we was raised up. So the thing was, you gotta understand, we have to love that child so unconditional that we gotta say, you know what? It's best for you, like the one said, go spend time with your dad. I'm letting you know, I gotta let you go there so you can get some proper training. Matter of fact, what's the basketball player played for Phoenix? From Mississippi, light skinned brother. Anyway, his mother did him like that. She said, you know what? You getting big. I can't raise you. I'm gonna see you with your dad. So guess what? His dad coached him everything. Now he in the NBA. But guess what? He give credit to both parents.
Right.
He give credit to both of them. So the thing is, he give credit to both for sending to his dad because he said he wasn't that. He would have known how to play ball, know how to grow up like he was.
Right.
But guess what? They just separate from each other. They still communicate. And I think that's the biggest thing, the communication. Let's not get on there and fuss because you're bitter. Don't come to you nice and say, hey, how you doing today? It shouldn't be that. Now you got the situation of hospital. We should be grown up to communicate and say, hey, it's for our kid. It's not for you or me. It's for our child. So let's come as one. Yeah, we're apart. Yeah, we ain't doing the thing we used to do. Yeah, we both moved on. But it's for our child. We want to make sure the child comes. This world is horrible. And if that child don't come the right way, they're going to follow somebody in one of these gangs so we go a different direction. Next thing you know, you be symptoms of, oh, my child can put in jail. Because guess what? He didn't have no guidance. The guidance was his father, but you don't want to communicate to get them together so the father can take care of them, especially a good father. Like, you want no father that's slinging drugs and, don't want to have no
Well,
time.
you don't got to do that. You got to realize, you got to instill a certain amount of intestinal fortitude, doggone,
Big word, son. That's a big word, son.
self-worthy. All this stuff right here into your kids nowadays, because like you said, we're in an age where they building everything soft as hell. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying, that you got hit by a deuce in the quarter. That mother was all metal. Nowadays, these cars all got doggone plastic and all this stuff right now. And you know what I'm saying, in the same way as kids, you're not helping your kids by taking them out. Like I said, we grew up drinking each other all day, every day.
Hey, and laugh about it.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And guess what? You got to a point where you can hold your own. You start drinking, I'm gonna drink back. You know what I'm saying? But now we got the kids on no bullying, this and that, so they get janked a little bit. Now they fold like a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
No, I need you to be, because guess what? The world ain't gonna be no safer. So that's why you have all these grown folk that fold under pressure, because they never had the guy that want to defend themselves in a manner to where it ain't even physical, or got a what's called, hey, just be pugilistic towards everything else. If somebody come at you, jank.
Yep.
Find a joke, find somebody, they jank back.
Take that.
You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Once they see you, what's called, they ain't gonna bother you no more, they gonna go to somebody else. But you gonna make yourself a pure target if you allow them to do it and you just sit there and soak in it. For what? Find somebody, everybody got something wrong with them. Everybody. You can find something. As kids, they got a tendency to jank about the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you can got doggone fire back, they'll leave you alone, they'll move on to the next, because you know what I'm saying, they breeds our weakness and they don't even know it. But if you continue on that route, what it does, it creates weak adults. And that's why the world's going through, because we got this whole no bullying. But it ain't bullying. Kids play, they talk, they jank it, they do all that, you know what I'm saying? Build your kid up to a way that they have enough pride to say, certain stuff we ain't gonna say, and I can come back at you, but we all got flaws. Neither one of us perfect. Same way you came at mine, I can come at yours. Hey, boy, your right foot bigger than your left one while you talking.
Yeah.
Boy, Why your ear fold over like that? Why, you know what I'm saying? Are your hairline already moving back, boy? You 16, you got the hairline of a 56-year-old man. You
Yeah.
five back instead of sitting there working, taking, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? And it might end up being one of your closest friends in the end, because you got doggone good letting nobody run over. Instead of folding up everything, oh, you talking about, hey, don't be talking about my baby, take him out of here, get him out of school. Hey, man, this is part of growth. This is what made America strong. There were so many differences in the same place. Y'all would talk about it and do all that, and that's what I'm saying now. With the gay community, trans, whatever, you know what I'm saying, everybody wants an equal shot, but nobody wants to be talked about. Hey, damn that. If you want to sit at the table, you got to bring your plate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't think, you know what I'm saying, you the only one that's going to be able to sit there and eat. Oh, I want to have a seat at the table, but I don't want to eat with y'all. What the hell you want to sit at the table for? This is crazy, you know what I'm saying? In order, you want equal stuff, you know what comes with equal stuff? The same amount they come what they've been doing for centuries. Everybody talk about it. Everybody gonna be teeth. Everybody gonna talk. Everybody saying, and guess what? They harping on our differences.
You know, and I'm gonna say this right here. You know, and I'm gonna let you get something to say. That's like some guy about 3 weeks ago. He kept track. Nobody don't why he was just cussing me out in this podcast before I even started. So I'd say, hey sir, you know, this is happy birthday to you. You know, I hate to know you didn't get, you know, involved in breastfeeding when you young. I said, but hey, you know, enjoy yourself. I said, if you don't want to watch, don't watch. He kept coming back, so I blocked him. Then it said, this young bill, everybody streaming, harassed. I blocked him again. So the third time I blocked him, it completely blocked him. So then guess what? I got the friend request from a foreign name. I said, man, this dude must think I'm really foolish. So I hadn't heard anything since. But the thing about it, I was like, man, we ain't even been on long. We got a critique already. Everybody ain't gonna like it. That's one thing about it. No, everybody not gonna like it. That's what I say, you have to raise these kids up to have that tough skin. Where if somebody say they don't like you, you know how to walk away from it. You don't let it get up on you. Once you get up on it, it's going to be a fight. Or he going to go home, get his gun, be on site, because I hate to hear that. People say that. You know, because think about you premeditate murder, you go to jail, and you cry because you're going, but you did something stupid, took a human life. Back in the day, we used to have a fight, next thing you back up on the ground, they had a person next day, shooting basketball. It was just, it wasn't no, man, he got you yesterday. It wasn't any of that. It was just, we had his over. These days, they don't forget. So the thing is, you know, like I said,
because these so-called fake friends don't let them forget. Back in the day, if we fought, our homeboy like, man, what y'all doing, man? Y'all don't do that crap right there, man. We all boys, man. We all friends. Chill out, man. It is that. And that it was over, we just happy to all be back playing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, after they fight them now, next week, they sit up there talking. Oh, boy, you want to be in all that tough? Dexter will beat your ass. You didn't say that then. So now you want to bring it back up. Half of them don't even know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the thing about social media and they're all in all these genres, they make it cool not being able to fight. Oh boy, I seen on all kind of things. Oh boy, I spent $500 on this pistol. You think I'm gonna let you punch me? What? Man, sit your weak boy, you weak. You weak, boy. You know what I'm saying? You wanna show me your grit, you wanna show me your heart, then get out there and go to war with somebody with number of hands. And whoever walk away. But guess what? Y'all both walk away.
yeah, walk away. And I think that's where it comes, you know, with this. Like I said, we still talk about everybody about the child support part. That's what it's home is separated because these kids are being taught, you know, by a single mother who needs that father in that child's life. So we still on the same situation. But just like I said, like Vaughn said, you know, you can shake it off, shake hands, and go home. You had a black eye, you still shook it off. That's what I got in a fight with a guy. You know, and God rest his soul, now my best friend. We were best friends. And I let him grab myself, because I knew I could beat him. And you know, we were fighting over a young lady that wasn't like us. It was the last day of school, 5th grade. And you know, he got a little punch in there, everybody said, man, he got you, he hit you. And I said, what? I didn't feel it. But then I touched it, then I started beating so bad they had to get me off of it. And I mean, I was beating so bad, clothes just started trying to run. So the thing is, you know, I got looked in the car. I took the last 2 days, the last day of the week of school, the last week of school. And I took 2 days off because of myself. But after we got out of school, we became best friends. You know, we had a little incident after that, but you know, we were back to friends. I didn't want no kids, man. But the thing about it, that's what it is now. Because you know what, I got home and said, you know what? For one, grab your head. So for two, you better straighten that out. And guess what? We did. Look, we straightened it out because I had a mother at home and my dad lived. My dad is sick. Dad probably said, I don't. So, but my mom told me, hey, you need to get that straightened out. Which we did. You know, my dad was there as well, but then my mom did all the talking on that part. Because she had more the teaching, even though my father, right.
But at the same time, in any aspect, I tell you gotta inform your kids that in any aspect, you ain't never the only one that's throwing punches. Whether it's figuratively, literally, or metaphorically, you ain't the only one throwing punches in nothing in life. There's somebody out there fighting for the same thing you fighting for. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna have a scar. Don't think you gonna gonna always walk away without a scar.
Right.
Without a goddamn remembrance of what the battle you just been in. You can come out on top, don't mean you ain't gonna have a black eye. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta teach your kids, hey, you gonna get bumps and bruises. You gonna get all this. The Bible told you there's no weapon that shall be formed against you shall prosper. He didn't say one nothing gonna be formed against you. He didn't say you weren't gonna go through nothing. He didn't say you weren't gonna have no bumps and bruises. He just saying whatever you go through, I can assure you you'll come through the other side. And that's what we got to instill our kids. Hey, man, we're not building these timid young people to where they can't take somebody talking to them a certain kind of way, or if it's time to got down on fight where you can't walk away, then got down when you fight where you win and lose, but you show them all your heart. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have a fight with somebody so bad, and you win, but that mother fought you so bad, you like, I don't want to fight him no more.
No.
I won. But that man got me tied him up.
Yeah.
He took me down through that. I don't want to fight him no more.
Yeah,
but I whooped him, but I sure don't want to
I had
fight
a
him.
fight like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he's still alive.
That's why I tell you, you might not win all along.
Won't be out, but
I say you might not win all along. But if you do it right, they still ain't gonna want to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it right, they still ain't gonna want to tie up with you no more.
We about to wrap this up. You got something to say, Empress? All right, well, we're about to wrap this up. Y'all, we're glad y'all tuned in. I saw the Facebook comments. You know, like I said, we definitely will be on YouTube. We got some people. I tried to do it myself, but I got some finally had to wake up and get some people that's coming. So we will definitely be on YouTube. You'll start seeing snippets, start seeing ads. You'll start seeing more Body Grill podcast. Like I said, get your family to like and follow and subscribe. I mean, not subscribe. That's coming too. Certain criteria got to be. But like and follow and share. Like I said, shout out to everybody who still support. I see we gained some more followers, even if we just then. I was looking on the podcast just then. We gained some more followers. Yeah, continue to love this podcast. Like I said, continue to support us. To the Vaughn, the Rector, Mr. Hammer, and the Empress, Miss Solange. And to me, Dex, you know, what you want to think. Like I said, think about that. What we just talked about, child support. And change the aspect of it. All way to change to you guys. You have to change your situation. You know we did with ours. We got to change the situation. You want the world to change? Make a change. So, you know, all as of, be real, put the spatula down. The spatula goes down, the podcast is over. All right. See y'all later. Next week.